What's up, New York?
Yo, what's up?
Hello to everyone out there listening to us. Blunted on Reality show is back.
Well, guess who's back?
We're back.
We're back. I'm
We're
back.
Back.
I feel like it's been a minute. I feel like it's like a month, but it hasn't
No,
really
it
been a
was
month.
just 2 weeks.
It's been
Yeah.
a month.
It feels like
It's
months.
the last show, yes.
feels like a
for us.
month, but I'm back in the building,
Punch
y'all.
had some time off. How was that time off?
It was cool, you know what I mean, doing the dad thing.
Doing the dad.
Yeah.
Good for you. He's a
You know what I
cutie.
mean? But thank you.
He's
but
so
I'm glad to
cute.
be back in the building with you
He's
guys.
cuter than you. Sorry.
Well, he's my offspring. He's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I ain't gonna make nothing less of me. I'm gonna make something better.
Ooh, I like that.
He's a cute kid. He should go into like child modeling.
Yes, he
or
looks just
something.
like his dad. I know.
Moving along in life here.
Moving along. Let's move it along, guys.
So how you guys been?
I've been good, chilling, enjoying life. You know what I mean? On my hustle, on my grind. What about you, Eve?
Same here.
Same here.
Same here. I'm really good.
We got a
Smells
bunch of
good
new,
in here too.
Looks like we
I
got a
like
bunch
the
of new
energy in
things going down.
here.
We
Feels
do.
good.
Right? You got a bunch of new things going down.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of new things going on. Next month is our 1 year anniversary.
next month? Wow.
Yes, it's
Ooh.
1 year, and we're gonna do something big, something special.
I guess we'll let the listeners know what we're gonna do as far as anniversary get together, something like that.
We're gonna have a
Open to the
get-together,
public. We'll
open
try
the
to make it
public.
open to the public for everybody to come through and vibe and chill, hang out with us and whatnot.
Just come celebrate with us.
Yeah, definitely.
Have a good time.
Have a
Everything
few
good with
drinks.
you?
Yeah,
I ain't seen you in a minute. Everything good?
everything's
Okay.
good. I feel good. I look good. I think.
Yeah,
You
your
looking good.
hair's
You looking
growing,
good,
your
girl. You
edges
looking good. You looking good.
Thank you.
Anything? What's new in the news? This been like a bunch of crazy shit going on.
There's
yeah.
really nothing crazy on the news.
Like what?
Other than
Nah, you know what I've been seeing? A lot of this Uber crazy shit going on. Like I've been seeing like Uber drivers like kind of like going to fake Uber drivers. Let me say that. So
Oh.
We're
like,
not really Uber
did you see the
drivers,
one with the
obviously.
dude that all right? So he pulled up and act like he knew who the girl was. She gets in the car with him.
Yeah, I heard
He
about
goes
that.
to her building and then say, "Hey, yo, your stuff didn't go through. You got to pay me in cash." So he goes on the elevator with the girl and attempts to rob her. He tries to
I
take
I
her
didn't
purse.
hear
That
about
one.
this.
And she fought back and then tried to go into her apartment, but the dude stopped her and was able to get into her apartment and robbed her for a bunch of watches, took her
That's
purse and all that other
crazy.
stuff.
I did hear about the girl that was killed by a guy that pretended to be an Uber
You got that?
driver.
Yeah,
I did
that was
hear
another
about
one.
that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
There's a little craziness.
I mean, I've also been hearing about this legalization of marijuana coming up
That
in New
too
York.
been going on. I've been hearing a little bit here and there, you know.
Yeah. Did you hear also about the ban?
Now, what's the ban?
The ban for workers.
Oh, so that means that we can get high
So
on
you can't
weed.
you can't get
You can't drug
apparently
test
there's
me?
a
Can't be
ban on-
tested.
There's a ban on being tested if you're getting for a new job.
I feel like
For
there's still
employees.
going to be some kind of way they're going to work their way
some
around
kind
that
of
shit.
loophole.
Like,
Probably.
you know what I mean? They may not be able to test you, but I don't think you come to the job fucked up and they're going to say something, send your ass
Well,
home
I'm
and
sure that if
suspend
you're
you.
driving and if you're in that type of work
Yeah.
environment, you know,
Mm-hmm.
you may have to get tested.
Lucky for you, Eve. Today's topic is puff or pass.
For me,
All
yes.
things cannabis.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you puff or do you pass?
We do both here.
You puff and you pass?
Yes, you puff and
Okay.
pass. That's what you do.
Because some niggas be hogging the weed, you know.
Yeah.
Do-
I know a few people.
Do you
like
puff
that.
or pass in?
I don't know. I be passing. I only puff once in a while.
Okay. Well, I know people probably
My
looking.
past.
For all those that are looking on our YouTube channel, which is YouTube Blended on Reality Show, shout out to all my 8-Ball listeners. They probably see two people sitting on the panel with us. And they're
Yes.
probably like, who are these two girls? We got two new people on the show.
Yeah,
So I'm going to let
YouTube
Eve
viewers.
introduce the two young
These
ladies.
two beautiful
guests.
girls here, our two guests is Pilar and Emily.
Hey,
Um,
hola.
We know each other. Me and Pilar know each other for a few months, maybe almost a year since I started working at that bar. So I thought it would be great to have them both because I know Pilar works a lot with the community. So I'll let you introduce yourself.
Hola. Hi. Thank you for having me. My name is Pilar de Jesus. We're going to get real professional. And I am born and raised in East Harlem all my life. So
Mhm.
lots of years, even though I know it doesn't really look like it. But lots of years born and raised in East Harlem. I am a big community activist in East Harlem. Some people call me Pilar la Problema. And that's mainly because I just fight for our folks in the community, fighting for humans, really. I'm a big,
So
I have a
Pilar,
lot of passion.
Pilar's a problem in
I'm
the
a
community.
problem, but like a
La
good problem.
problema, I like
a good problem.
A good problem, you know.
Okay.
Problema, it depends. You know, people are like, "Oh, problema, that's a problem," but no, a good problem. Like I stand for our people and making sure that we are educating and advocating for what is right for us and keep preserving our culture and our community. And so I'm also a business, a co-founder and owner of Jaime Madre, which is a women of color marijuana cooperative.
That's awesome.
Okay,
Nice.
that's dope.
That's
Other
really
things,
dope.
But mainly, right now, that's what I'm focusing on is getting this legislation passed and also making sure that I can open a business and also help the community understand how they could also open businesses and also advocate and provide direct services at the same time.
That's
Oh, I
awesome.
like that.
That's
I love
really
that.
awesome working with the community. How about you, Emily? Tell us a little bit about you.
Yes, thank you for having us on the show. My name is Emily Marie Ramos Rodriguez. I am from.
Ooh, that's a Spanish girl.
I know. I was like,
Hold on. You can pull the mic closer to you if you need to.
I am from the LES in Spanish Harlem.
Oh shit, LES in the building.
Yes.
That's my hood.
Awesome. Really, what part?
I don't know if I want to give it out on the air, but I am
Not
from the
trying to say
LES.
that shit here.
Got you.
Yeah, not here.
off the air. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been consuming marijuana since like I was in high school, which I can say honestly.
What high school you went
Love
to?
it.
New Design High School in the LES.
Okay.
What used to be Seward Park.
Yeah.
Both my parents went to Seward Park. My
I went there,
cousins
too.
Went to Seward Park.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a community school. If you're from the LES, a lot of people do go to Seward Park.
Okay.
And so,
Ooh.
Our friends went to Seward Park.
oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Yeah.
We'll tell you after.
What
the
they
show.
call it now?
So it got broken up into 5 high schools.
I heard, yeah.
So
Wow.
one is Essex Street Academy. One is Loma. One is this other academy, I think. New Design High School, and then dual languages is on the top
Jesus,
floor.
the fact
Wow.
that you remember all of those,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
And I'm really passionate about marijuana policy reform because my father was arrested for selling marijuana when my mom was pregnant with me.
Okay.
So I met my dad for the first time when he was in prison when I was 5 years old upstate.
Oh.
And so
Wow.
that has had a huge burden on my family and just like our financial stability growing up. And so that's definitely a reason why I'm so passionate about this issue. And like Pilar was saying, we are currently in the process of starting our own women and femme of color marijuana cooperative called Jaime Madre.
Jaime Madre, and how do you spell hi?
HIGH, Jaime Madre.
So like
I thought it was like Jaime Madre.
No, but you know, it'd be like
That sounds good too. It sounds good. It's a great name.
Yeah, it's a play on words, It's like, oh my God, like this weed is so loud. But yeah, and so we recently graduated the Green Workers Cooperative Academy in the Bronx, which is a business incubator program for young people who live in New York City and in the Bronx area. Sorry, not young people, anyone of any age who's from New York City, and they help you start your own worker cooperative business. Which is just a business where the workers own the business. And so we're in the
Nice.
process of
That's
forming.
really awesome.
We should have our business license hopefully within a month. We'll be like the first people in our family to have
That's
our
amazing.
business license, which is really exciting.
You guys related?
We get that a lot.
You
no.
do look related. Are you?
For the first time, no, we're not related, but who knows? I don't know if we did
Yeah, we're both
ancestry.
Boricuas, so
Yeah,
it's
we're
possible.
Boricua, it's possible, but like
Boricua.
I'm usually the person who gets like, oh, you look so young. But they were like, is that your daughter? But I get it. But like, daughter or sister, but no, we're not related. But we are sisters.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, and basically what we do right now is we just focus on education and advocacy. We just want to ensure that people of color have reparative justice and equity to make sure that, families like my own and individuals who've been affected by marijuana prohibition are able to rebuild their lives. Because, my dad, he started his own business because he wasn't able to get a job. And he's still struggling to get on his own feet. He doesn't have stable housing, and so we just want to make sure people have employment opportunities to start their own business.
Okay.
There's funding for business incubator programs like Green Workers Cooperative Academy, and just money to help them start their own businesses so that they can repair their own lives. So that's basically what we're doing right now. We're hosting forums around New York City, just getting people educated and connected to resources.
Yeah,
Oh, that's really dope.
That's commendable.
Yes.
I gotta give a round of applause for that.
Really,
I gotta
for
give
real. Thank you.
Amazing.
a round of applause for that.
This is great. This is
We
amazing.
need more of that.
If you don't mind me asking, how long did your father go inside for?
So initially it was for 5 years, but when he was released from prison, he wasn't able to get a job. So he was forced into extra legal markets again, and he lost 12 years of his life.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Wow.
to
So in
prison.
total was 12 years, or
12
was 5?
years, yeah. So
Wow.
he was finally released when I was in 7th grade.
Mhm.
But since then, like, he's still been struggling to get on his own feet. Like, he doesn't have stable housing. He has his own small business that he started because he wasn't able to get access to a regular job. But he's still struggling. And so, I mean, if you want to be real, it's almost like 25 years was really taken from my dad because of that initial marijuana arrest. He was never able to rebuild his life again.
Gotcha.
So there are a lot of people coming from like other states, especially a lot of white people who want to get involved in the marijuana industry here in New York, but you can't do that if you're not talking about equity for the people who've been, you know, the farmers, the original farmers and practitioners and
Business
street
owners.
pharmacists.
Yeah.
Of
Right.
Because we've had
marijuana.
businesses.
If
Yeah.
they're not made right first, if they're not thriving first, then you can't profit off of the marijuana industry here.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
absolutely.
Is he an Avenue D boy?
No, he was Bruce.
Baruch? Oh, okay. Well, they're close right next to each other, so. I'm sorry, yo, that's LES lingo.
So I was like,
Never mind
wait.
that.
My
like,
uncle was a Delancey Street boy, though.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Okay.
DSB.
I wanted to bring it back a
Small
little
world. My
bit
family
because
might know my family. I don't know.
I wanted to bring it back a little bit because I know a lot of our listeners that we know, a lot of our friends as well, and I know a lot of people too that they don't really know a lot about marijuana. They just hear it out there. They don't really smoke it. They've never have, and they probably never will. And they don't really know a lot about what marijuana really is. So, what would you guys say marijuana is? What is marijuana? What is cannabis?
I mean, real basic, marijuana's a plant.
it's medicine.
Yeah,
Right.
it's medicine. It's a plant.
It's not. It's better than the pharmaceutical medicines that's out there. It could help you. I mean, speaking for myself, I guess I should say, as an advocate, right, who has to deal with a lot of issues that are going on in the city, and as an Aries, I tend to feel like I internalize a lot of these problems, right? So if my neighbor is being evicted, I tend to feel like I'm being evicted.
Yeah.
And so there are times where I need either something to help me calm down, like bring my anxiety down because I'm so passionate, I have a lot of fire. And I'm also like hurt that another human being's going by this. So for me personally, right, I smoke marijuana and I still do my job. And there's a lot of stigmatism too behind it, like, oh, you smoke weed, you're a pothead.
Yeah.
You can't be successful. No,
Yeah.
I'm really successful.
Yeah.
I will be there at 5 a.m. if you need me to be there to help you be defending you against your landlord, whatever it is. I mean, I'm there for you. So there's the stigmatism is a problem for me, but then there's also like what it does for me, the benefits it does for me.
Yeah.
And so like, yes, I'm using the THC part of it, but there's also like CBDs, which a lot of our people don't even understand. And a lot of our older people do not understand, which will actually benefit them
Greatly.
a lot more.
Yeah.
Especially like with Alzheimer's, aches and pains, because I also worked for a pharmaceutical company at one point in my life. It's not about making you getting better. Pharmaceutical companies are not in the business of helping you get better.
Yeah.
They're helping you just
To cope and live with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
live with the pain and
And they're getting
whatever
rich.
illness you have.
Yeah, so
And they're
personally
getting
for
rich.
me, marijuana is a medicine. It's something that helps me.
Yeah.
It's beneficial.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. Emily has a lot more.
I mean, I feel like it's just really basics. For me, marijuana is just like any other plant or herb that we would use for like medicinal purposes. It's something natural that grows from the earth that, you know, provides endocannabinoids to our body, which are just like a plant version. It creates phytocannabinoids for our body, which is a plant version of the endocannabinoids that our body naturally creates.
Okay.
So it's just like, you know, a peppermint or rosemary or lavender or any other herb that we would consume for wellness purposes.
Okay.
That is what marijuana is. It's just been criminalized, and so that's why it's been seen as a drug, but it grows naturally from the ground and isn't altered in any way to be consumed for medicinal purposes. And it's just really profitable, and so a lot of people would lose a lot of money if it was made legal, especially if they're not the ones owning the businesses.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
So
now
there,
what is this?
I know that weed gets you high, but are there other parts of it that doesn't and still is medicinal?
Yeah, so there's some multiple species of the cannabis genus. So indica is a species, sativa is a species.
Indica.
Indica's the one that
Ruderalis.
So what's that? What do they do too?
Okay, so there's
Okay, I'm not gonna act like I know a lot about it. So
I
real quick,
didn't even.
if I'm right, please correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not 100%.
Go ahead, Punch.
Indica is something. It's more like of a mellow feel, right? Kind of brings you down. Hybrid is another one, and that's more like kind of like it's an upper almost, right?
it's a mix.
It's functional, like way more functional than like let's say like an indica or sativa.
Yeah.
And sativa is how you categorize a sativa.
So sativa is generally categorized as like an upper. People like it as like a daytime strand.
Okay.
It tends to give you energy. It's associated with euphoria, creativity, and things like
my
that.
favorite.
Indica is more associated with feeling relaxed, helps
Okay.
with insomnia, helps with anxiety, paranoia. Sativa is actually better for depression. And then hybrids are just like mixes of the two. And then,
Okay.
there are hybrids that could be more indica leaning and more sativa leaning. But if you get more complex, the marijuana plant also has terpenes, and terpenes are basically like essential oils, like natural.
Essential oils are good.
Yeah.
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 Here too.
Oh, you know about that.
Essential
I know about that.
Okay.
They're great.
And so terpenes
Lavender.
these
Yes.
essential oils. They're found naturally in all plants, like pinene, myrcene, limonene, linalool, things like that. That have medicinal properties. So,
Yeah.
like, when you use lavender and it helps with anxiety, helps you
Calm.
fall asleep,
Okay.
or you use peppermint, it can help with a stomach ache or remove toxins from the body.
They're healing.
So the terpenes are naturally found in all plants, including the marijuana plant. So
Right.
the terpenes are working together with the cannabinoids like CBD and THC that a lot of people are familiar with. There are actually more than 100 cannabinoids found in the marijuana plant. So CBD.
Those are different
CBD.
highs. The cannabinoids is what gets you high. Is
So
like the
they're
main
different
ingredient.
chemical compounds just found in the marijuana plant. THC is the only one that has a psychoactive effect, which is what
Okay.
gets you
Yeah, I
high.
guess you like that.
So
Which
that's
is
the
why,
THC.
right? We just we needed that to be put across to
Yes.
what's the difference between THC and CBD.
So
Yeah.
there's more than 100 different chemical compounds found in the marijuana plant, and so CBD and THC are
insane.
just two of more than 100. So CBDA, CBG, CBN, CBC, THCA are all different chemical compounds found naturally in the marijuana.
We are
plant.
getting schooled here. I love it.
This is
You
great.
think
I
I'm
can't
loving
learn
that.
all of this. I spent hours with her in my kitchen. Like,
And that's what she
all right,
talks
yeah.
about most of
no,
the
because
time.
I've always been a smoker, and I've known about marijuana, and I've dipped and dabbed in the business, but I never like really knew what down to the strands and what the oils do. And
Right. So let me ask
That's
you.
why she's there.
I'm sorry.
No.
Let me ask you, because for those like myself and others that may not know, can you tell us the difference between CBD and THC? I know we hear that term, those letters all the time, but like, what are they exactly, and what's the difference between the two?
So there are two chemical compounds that are found in the marijuana plant.
Okay.
Like I was saying before, there's over 100, and each chemical compound has different medicinal properties. And so THC does have give you a psychoactive effect, so that's the feeling of getting you
Getting
high.
high.
But a lot of people think THC only gets you high.
yeah,
which is
Okay.
not true.
it gets
THC also has medicinal properties.
Yeah.
THC is like really good for combating the effects of like chemotherapy. THC is really good for inflammation. THC is really good because it has neuroprotectants. So like Pilar was saying, technically you're not supposed to say this because CBD is technically not considered medicine, which is why you don't need a license to sell it currently in the U.S. Anyone can sell CBD right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
wow.
not
Oh,
regulated.
okay.
It's not regulated by the FDA, and so you can't say like it prevents certain diseases, but it does have neuroprotectants, which has been seen to combat the effects of Alzheimer's and dementia.
Yeah. I read that.
That's really
Pain.
good.
Yeah, that's
and
amazing.
pain, if you have
But
pain.
CBD is really good for like seizures.
Yeah.
And CBD is really good for pain. And so CBD and THC working together with all of the terpenes found naturally in the marijuana plant, it's like you're getting all of these medicinal benefits from all of these different compounds in the marijuana plant, which is why it's so beneficial to have THC and CBD together, which is why just having CBD legal alone isn't enough, especially for people who are trying to replace pharmaceutical drugs with marijuana.
When you're smoking a blunt, are you getting both?
You are getting both, but the issue with smoking
if you're smoking
blunt,
tobacco or non-tobacco.
well, not only that, if you're smoking tobacco, you can still get cancer. So if you're smoking blunt wraps, so we advocate for high hemp.
High hemp. I wish they would give us a sponsorship because they're CBD.
So put it out there in the universe.
Yeah, no, we are.
Wait, who?
High hemps. They're like non-tobacco. They're vegan. They're CBD infused. They're from.
They're extracts?
Well, because they're hemp, they naturally have CBD in them.
Yeah, and so there's no tobacco, and they look when you look at them.
How do you smoke them? Do you smoke them?
It looks just like a blunt.
Like a regular blunt wrap.
It looks like a blunt wrap.
Interesting.
But it's tobacco free and vegan, non-GMO, and CBD.
So the paper is all of that.
Yeah, and then even the sticks that they give you.
Right.
They give you in a filter, and you get a filter with
Does it come ready for you to fill up, or do you have to roll it?
Palms are the cones.
That's
so
good
king
stuff.
palms are palms that are
good to know.
pre-rolled cones that you just stuff.
But these are just like you roll, like it's like rolling. You know how they have like those zigzags and all that.
Yeah.
But this is no tobacco. Same,
so it's
like,
safe
it's
for you.
Brown. Yeah, it's safe. And also, like, we want to let our small business owners know that we haven't really read the law yet, but we also think that if they sell these, they can't get in trouble because in New York State, you can get in trouble for selling like flavored tobacco products single.
Okay.
And so we found out that they got fined, and I'm like, whoa! I don't know why you got fined because this is not tobacco.
Yeah, and it's vegan and it's safe.
Yeah, so
and there's still
this is also another part of the education that comes with. Learning about
with the whole marijuana.
So now you said it's vegan. So like everything else got meat in it or something like that? I'm being ignorant. I'm gonna ask the dumbest question possible.
No, I like that question.
I'm gonna ask. It's stupid. I know.
Don't tell me there's like fish pee or something on any of these blunt papers.
You'd be surprised.
Fish pee.
Fish pee. That's some
I don't know. I'm just thinking about it. Like,
I love
that. I love that though. I love that.
You know, like the dirty water
I'm like,
from the tilapia water. You know what I mean?
Because I hear you say vegan, so I'm like, like
ocean water.
What would be in a regular wrap? Like, I don't know.
No fish pee for sure.
There's definitely like tobacco and like found in the wrap, which is like not good for your body.
That I know.
I don't know if there's like any like animal products that are used.
I don't know if there's any oils or something made to ferment it or whatever.
There's definitely glue on it though.
Glue.
Yes, I heard that. I heard that.
Definitely not good for you.
Like school glue?
I don't know what kind of glue it is, but it's like some chemicals that is definitely.
Yeah, because you know when you lick it, it sticks together. So it's like some chemical that they use. I've heard.
And you have to lick it. That's the worst part about actually rolling a blunt. That you have to lick.
Just like cigars,
so
it's fermented into the actual leaf. Am I right on saying that, y'all?
I don't know how it's like put.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it, but I know that high hemp, at least the ones that we prefer.
Oh, natural.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least.
High hemp.
And they burn nice.
Yeah, that was my next question. Do you know it's a burn in it?
I mean, raw also is a very good
raw
rolling paper to use. But yeah, these are all hemp. They're using hemp products.
Okay, raw, and what was the other one?
King Palm.
King Palm?
Yeah.
Raw King Palm. Y'all heard that. We need this endorsement right here. Cause we bigging you up on this show. We product dropping right now.
I know, right? They should like sponsor everybody who's in this.
Yeah. So
I really liked when I was kind of like looking up stuff for the show because I'm not really a smoker, so I don't really know. But I love the fact that it helps people with IBS, irritable bowel.
Really?
That's what I was reading, which I have IBS. So I was just like, I was telling them like, I'm about to start smoking. Because you have no idea.
Girl, you be getting the bubblies?
The pain that you go through when you have
that's
IBS.
that's an illness, you know.
It's an illness.
Yeah, I know.
You go through a lot of pain.
So no spicy food
And
for
on
you.
top of that, it's like anxiety.
Yeah.
So
how would you take it for that purpose? Would you have to like ingest it, eat it, smoke it?
I think you gotta smoke it. I will vape it. Okay, guys. I think we have a caller though. We have a caller.
We have a caller.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
How are y'all?
Hi, baby girl. Where are you calling us from, and what is your name?
Hey, so I'm Jade, and I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
BK in the house.
Oh,
Is that JJ who I think it is?
Jade, I have a question.
Jade Boogie.
How old are you? How old are you?
I'm 25 years young.
25 years young. And do you smoke cannabis? Do you smoke marijuana? Or you?
I sure do.
How do you take it? You smoke it? You
vape it?
Or
What
do
do
you
you do?
dab it? There's dabs.
So, all of the above.
Hey.
All of the above. Make some cookies too and put some THC in there, right?
Just be careful, not for me.
Yes. Get the right butter going.
I have a question for Jade. What do you
Yes.
think since you buy it and you ingest it in any way possible, apparently?
Pretty much.
What does cannabis average cost is?
So honestly, it really just depends on the user. It depends on how often they smoke. Me personally, I smoke pretty much every day or every other day.
Whoa.
So I smoke it quite often. I know some people that only smoke maybe once a week or sometimes once a month. So it really just depends on whether they're using it recreationally or if it's actually medical.
Yeah.
However, the price can range depending on the form as well. So I know over here in New York, it depends on, we don't have many dispensaries that are for non-medical here yet. So we have to get it in other ways.
Yes.
However, legally, let's say if you were going for flower around an eighth, depends on where you are and what state, or even if you're out of, the U.S., but it can be, let's say an eighth would be from anywhere from $30 to sometimes $75, depending on the
To
strain.
$75? Wow.
Damn.
I've seen some as high as 100.
How much? Yeah, that can be that way as well. It depends on actually the potency of the THC for the strain itself with flower. But then again, if you get it in concentrates and oils, shatter, etc., that's also very different because you can get much smaller amounts of higher potency, but they'll still be higher pricing as well. I'd say edibles are probably actually usually the cheapest kind of version that you can find that's still pretty potent and will get the job done for lighter smokers, if you will.
But I have a question. Aren't edibles for people that are like super sick most of the time? They're very strong.
So yes, they can be pretty strong. However, that again depends on what they actually put into it. So there's different types of edibles. Some people like to get like cereal bars. Some people prefer gummies. Some people actually
Cereal bars.
like cookies, etc. So depending on what it is, the person who makes it can either make it super strong or super not strong. So let's say I know when I go to California and I go to certain dispensaries, some of them they give you like a big, let's say a brownie, but they would tell you that there's actually 10 doses in that brownie.
Wow.
So
Damn.
the way they break it down is they might be 100, let's say 100 milligrams, but you
That's
have
insane.
10 milligrams per square in the brownie that they would suggest would be the dose for you.
And if you eat
So
the
for
whole
those who
brownie,
are-
I'm sure you're in trouble, right?
Possibly.
Oh, well, yeah.
I have
if
a
you're not-
story
Especially
about
if you
that.
are
Milligrams is
a
a
person
lot.
who does not.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
I
'cause
smoke often,
Emily
and
can talk
even
about
50
her
milligrams for me is a pretty like steady, decent high, and that sometimes can be a lot for me personally.
Damn.
So, yeah, it is
Wow.
meant more so for body highs, to affect people who need that help within their bodies. People with IBS, if you have anxiety, etc.
Me.
They will give you a higher dose of it, but you would generally take smaller doses of that one edible versus the entire thing.
I
So when
like
you're doing it
that.
recreationally,
think we're
you would
learning.
probably take an entire edible just to be like smacked off your ass the whole night.
I mean, then you should stay home, right, after that? I mean, do you
Oh,
smoke and
absolutely.
hang out,
I
or
would
do you like
not
smoking and
I
going
would
out?
not-
I mean, yeah, and even when you're a pothead,
Most people end up being in the couch, how you say it, after an edible.
Okay, just on the couch hanging out.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
You end up falling asleep most times.
So you be fucked up on movie night. I get it.
So I have a question for you,
I won't
Jade.
even remember the movie.
She doesn't even remember the movie after. If you do, since you say you do all of them, what do you like better, smoking out of the vape or smoking a roll joint?
or oils.
Yes.
So me personally, I prefer to smoke out off of tobacco leaves or cigarillos, so any type of like tobacco typical product. That to me is just how I started smoking, so it's my personal preference. I'm fine with joints as well. However, a lot of my friends actually prefer the oils and the concentrates just because when you smoke vape, technically, it's vaporized. So what that means is that it's more of a cleaner, concentrated steam that comes out. So they call that the cleaner high simply because of the way that it's actually broken down mechanically. And since usually it's from the oil or concentrate or wax, of course you can vape flower as well, but it depends on the vaporizer that you have. So most people have like vape pens. Those pens usually are only for like tinctures as well as the oils. So that already is a higher potency, THC kind of broken down. So I personally, I don't like smoking those just because to me, the high goes away faster, even if you get high a little quicker because it's more concentrated.
Yeah.
But to me, the high goes away faster. And also, since it's still burning at the same temperature, whether it's, quote, cleaner or not, you kind of get like this residual taste in the back of your throat. For me, that feels a little more scratchy than me just smoking a paper or, you know, a blunt.
Ooh.
So
So
it
I
depends.
prefer that
Yeah,
over
it really does depend
the
because
vaporizer.
yeah, like
So it depends on the individual.
Yeah, like I like to. I don't like.
Also,
doing
some people, like if you have a packed vape, for me, I know a lot of people like that packed vape specifically because the way they smoke it, you feel like you don't even taste the smoke at all. Me personally, I don't like that because then I don't know when I'm high. So I feel like a lot of people who smoke those,
What's a packed
they hit
vape?
it like
I've never
time.
heard of that.
What is that?
Oh, it's a type of vaporizer.
Okay.
Ah.
Is it an
So
expensive
those-
one?
Yeah, that usually runs around $200 plus.
$200.
But that's also because
We've seen it
it's for
before.
oil as well as flowers. So different
That's
vaporizers, some of them you
insane.
can do both with. Some of them are just like a basic pen that you can get for like 20, $25. This one's a
We are
bit more on the
getting
higher end
schooled
scale.
in here.
So Jade, let me ask you a question. So have you spent like $200 on one of these things? I would like to know.
No. I
Okay.
have it myself.
Okay.
Because, like I said, I don't prefer vaporizing.
That's not her
Those are for
preference.
people who don't like
She
the
prefers
taste of
the blunt.
I prefer to roll it up and smoke it in my
Yes,
CPD
I prefer to smell
joint
it.
or
I prefer
joint.
to
Like that's
feel
what
it.
I prefer. But there are some folks who do like the vapes. I do like the CBD oils. I'm getting very accustomed to the oils because I am a person of fire. Like I have a lot of passion. I'm a fire sign. I'm an Aries, and so
I know the
also bring
Aries
a lot of
man.
my-
That kind of sounds very similar to that Aries man that I know. Yes.
Well, let's say goodbye to Jade before we continue the
Oh.
conversation. Jade, thank you
Thank
so
you,
much
Jade.
for calling in.
Yes.
Thank
No
you
problem.
for that information.
Thank you, and keep on smoking, girl. 420
Yes,
is
and
coming
we should
up.
exchange
Of
information and
course.
come out to the marijuana parade on May 4th.
Yes.
Oh, that sounds great. I'm in there.
Yeah,
right,
so
we'll
we're gonna
have
share
that.
the information at the end of
Have a great rest
the
of your show.
podcast.
How you,
Yeah.
Okay.
How you feel
Wait.
about how you feel
Thank you,
about that,
Jade.
Sin?
We'll definitely share all that information at the end of the show, and we'll post it up on Blunted on Reality Show.
Bye,
Yes.
Jade.
Thank you, baby girl.
Bye.
Bye. See ya.
How you
Bye.
feel about that, Sin?
For those that don't know, that was my daughter educating y'all.
I wanted this so bad.
I was dying inside.
Yes.
That's why I was asking if she spent $200 because
I was
I
dying.
wanted
I'm
it so
sorry.
bad. She's
I was
educating
like,
all of us.
we're gonna
That
have a
was
word
hilarious, yo.
when I get home, talking about I don't have money for this and that, but you got money for a pen. That's why I
Stop.
had to
You gotta
That-
support her
you have
because she's
to-
about to be a millionaire.
Yes.
So
That
I
was
definitely wanted that, and I am
hilarious.
so happy when that way. It was so good.
That's why
Yes.
Punch was cracking up.
We were
I'm
all
dying,
getting
though.
schooled by a 25-year-old.
Yeah, I mean that's cool.
She knows a lot.
I know when to shut the hell up
It's a-
and listen, so that's the good thing.
Emily is also 25.
Big shout out
Oh.
to
See?
we got somebody on the live chat, Jessica. Shout out to Jessica. Thank you for
Shout out,
tuning in
Jessica.
and
From
whatnot.
Cali?
I don't know where she's from, but
Probably
she
my
said
cousin Jess from Cali.
she knows who Jade is. So
Yes, my cousin.
all right, Jessica, what
Oh,
up? You out in the
from
West?
Cali.
Yay, yay.
I
There
think
you
she'd
go.
be puff passing.
Yeah. Why you say Cali? Cali's definitely it's legal. It's legal in Cali,
Yeah.
right? Do you guys really think it's gonna be legalized here in New York? Honestly,
We're pushing for that. We're hoping
I
that
think so.
Yeah.
we'll get it legalized.
I
by
think it'll
June.
get there.
I think so.
But we want to make sure that it's legalized the right way because unlike other states, it doesn't benefit the people who have been like.
So what you mean by that? So people can have a better understanding. So
So
because we hit legal, we just think we could just run outside and just burn it
Yeah.
down whenever.
Yeah.
But like the way you saying it sounds
And
like there's
Emily
still
can
some
help me
laws
with
in
this,
place.
But pretty much the reason why, in a nutshell, New York State really is going to be the leader if we do pass it in this way. Emily and I have been actually focusing on trying to get the reinvestment that we need to put back into the community when they're going to make a lot of money in taxes with this. We already know that this is a $1 billion profitable tax revenue. Like we can make a lot of money in New York State. And so in the end, who should profit from that? Who should have the access to get applications or loans or whatever is required, licenses,
all of that,
permits to get a business in the marijuana business? Who should it be? It should be us.
It should be us.
It should be us. It should be people who look like me, people who look like you, people who I have been purchasing weed for the last 20 years.
Yes.
But with
It
business, you know, it ain't always like
I
that.
know. And so it's never catered to our people. And so what we're fighting for, what we're asking that our legislation to be different from all the other states is that we actually reinvest in the communities that have been criminalized when it comes to marijuana, possession of marijuana, that our people actually benefit from all of this.
Right.
Because if you look at the other states, right, the ones who have the applications to own a business, to get a dispensary, they're all white. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, they didn't go to jail. They didn't lose their livelihood. Their families weren't destroyed because they smoked pot or had possession of pot. It was us. I know a lot of people, including my ex-boyfriend, who had a business back in 1998, a juice bar.
Where was this?
115 and First Avenue, back in 1998.
What did he sell? Not just-
Juices.
Where
Yeah.
you drop a
And
little
he had
oil in
the
the juice?
tigers. He had the tigers and all the work, all those like all the other things that now people are like the roots
Yeah.
shots. He had that back then, and yes. Then if you wanted to get the extra medicinal purpose, the extra healthiness, you go to the back and you cop yourself a dime, because back then I don't remember many people buying eighths, but it was like
It was a lot
20s and
cheaper.
dimes. But you shut him down. He put all his money and he invested all his money into a small business in the community that, yes, it was illegal, but he was juicing. Now, do you see how juicing is a craze right
Yeah,
now?
yeah. It's a big
Crazy,
craze,
right?
yeah.
Back then, that 98, no one was talking about juicing, but they were.
Right.
And they incorporated with, okay, you'll get your juice, you'll get your healthiness, and then you'll get some herbs.
Right.
Then I had another one that was selling Jamaican food. So, like, my people have been having this business established, and they invested their money and their time, and then you just took it away. And then now, 20 years later, you're like, oh, okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
So who should benefit? I need my ex and people like my ex to be
We the
able.
people.
And even if they don't want to open a marijuana business, whatever. You want to open a restaurant? Cool.
Yeah.
Give them that money because you just destroyed their life. And so New York State, a lot of people don't know, and a lot of people are like frowned upon, like, oh, the stigmatism that come with marijuana. Oh, you're a pothead. You can't accomplish anything.
I mean, we know a lot of that's a thing that I was telling you, Sin. Like, I feel like a lot of people do feel like that. Like, if you smoke, and a lot of the people that don't believe in legalizing marijuana, that's what they think, that the people that smoke marijuana are lazy. They don't do anything. They're just like hanging on their couch. But there are a lot of people that
I
are very
literally spend
successful, and they
16
smoke.
hours a day advocating for my community.
Yeah.
16 hours a day on top of in between I'm smoking, because you know what, I do need to smoke.
So how do you smoke it during the day? Because you don't want to smell like weed, right, all day?
Well, it depends on what my schedule looks like. But if I work around it, but yeah.
But it's
Okay.
because it has a bad rap.
It has such, why?
For years.
Why?
I don't know. I really don't know, because I know I've always known what marijuana was since I was like, I don't know, 5, 4, probably even before that, because my dad used to smoke. You know what I'm saying? Like, you walk into a room,
too. I got
it's
pictures of my
all
dad with
smoke,
Yeah.
and you just, that's what
My
they
grandma.
did back then. But as time goes on too, but it's always been frowned upon. So even now, which is why, I guess we're trying to get educated.
We're trying to tell
But I
people
feel
Because
like-
there are benefits
there
to
are
it.
other benefits. Like, you don't have to just get high.
Yeah.
Like, it's the
Right.
CBD part. There's
Right.
that other part of the plant that's beneficial to us, that is more beneficial than paying for Pfizer pharmaceutical.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't know if I can say that, but paying for a pharmaceutical company to say, oh, this is going to help you, but hey, if you take this, you might, like, your intestines might bleed, you may die.
Right.
You
Yeah.
may say, like, listen, all I'm going to do is get high. It's actually even better than alcohol.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
I mean,
indeed.
just look at the
I don't wanna-
prescription commercials.
Yeah. So
You
if
can-
you take a
I
pill,
worked
for
You can
on
get
those.
this. You can get a
Yeah,
heart
I've
attack.
worked
You
on
can,
those,
you
yeah.
can die. You
So
can,
then
and
now
I'm like,
you
who
need
wants
like
to
4.
take that?
You need 4 extra pills to just
To deal with
because
that
you
one pill,
dealt-
right?
Yeah.
But you're looking at that. I know when I see those commercials, I'm like, this is why I'm not big on prescription meds.
Well, they're like anal explosion may happen.
Yeah.
You may bleed from your penis hole. Like
Whoa,
crazy
okay.
shit.
Die
They
right
say.
there. And that's
You
it.
may
But
just
hey,
But they break it down and
pay
they say
all
all
that
this
money
stuff.
for
Yeah,
it.
but that's true.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it
Pay
sounds.
the
Like,
The way they
white
make it
man
sound,
to
it feels
do
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of paying Jose, go get
These
yourself.
fucking
Let me
penis
tell
holes,
you,
oof.
like when I always go back and why I talk to like why we need to have our business. I always go back to I've been smoking for a while and I did have to stop because I did work at Pfizer at one point, and they were like, "We're gonna test you." They did random tests. Come downstairs, make sure I didn't smoke weed. But anyway, like
Yeah.
what?
Did you
but
cheat
you
the
could
test?
do coke. It's funny, you could do coke because coke gets out your system real quick, but marijuana doesn't. But anyway, that's a whole other thing. But
Did you cheat the test? Did you?
no, I really stopped cold turkey because
okay.
it was like Pfizer. It's like I need to be able to.
But they're a drug company.
Exactly. Right. Why would
Yeah,
they
Pfizer.
test?
I'd be like, it's in one of your pills. That's why it's in my
This is
system.
Why. Exactly. Right.
well, no, they're
You know
reading. They're
what?
reading for THC. That's what they're reading
Yeah,
for.
yeah. Right.
But in the end, like you should be like, let us just smoke. Like in the end, it's better for us. But again, this country isn't built on like.
What's better for their people, right?
Yeah.
Question.
I mean,
Why do you think all these past years that it isn't legal? Like, what's the reason behind it? Do you like your
Because they
point of
make
view
money
on
of
it?
locking us up. So since 1996, I mean, marijuana has been decriminalized since 1977.
Mm-hmm.
So meaning you should not be arrested for possession, and you can go.
Really,
in-
I didn't know
As long
that.
as it's not in Plainview.
Okay, as long as you don't have it and people are
In
looking at it,
Plainview, in
okay.
public.
You should not be
You
arrested.
should not be arrested.
Right.
But
But people
If
still get
you're
arrested.
private,
if-
if
But
it's in
the-
person, then you should not
But the
be
questions they
arrested.
ask us, we almost criminalize ourselves because they ask you got weed on you.
no,
Because first shit you say like,
well, you
I got a little
can't say.
bit.
You just say you don't. You don't
You
have
don't
to
say
discuss your
anything.
day.
You're
Supposed
supposed
to
to stay quiet.
Yeah.
That is
Supposed to
the
stay quiet.
rule.
The
And we
rule's
could come
supposed to stay
back
quiet.
and I could do another podcast about what your rights are.
yeah,
about
you're
what
right. You're not
police-
supposed to say anything.
But-
Yeah, really quickly, your 3 Bill of Rights that you should always remember is your
Shut the fuck
third,
up.
Fourth, and Fifth Amendment. Fifth Amendment's right to remain silent.
Shut the fuck
Shut
up.
the
Fourth
fuck up.
Amendment's your right to not have an unlawful search or seizure.
Don't
Right.
Okay.
fucking search
And
me.
your Third Amendment is third, no, or sixth. Sixth Amendment is right to an attorney.
Right to
Okay.
attorney.
Give me my
Whoa.
fucking
So
lawyer.
you
you-
don't have to say anything.
And you
if
don't have
if
to
you get
discuss your day with
question.
them
Not
because they'll ask you
try
how your
to
day. You don't
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to. You don't have to. It's
Convince
not
So
me
where
that,
you're
right?
coming from or where you're going,
Yeah, you don't have
you
to-
don't have
Give your
to.
ID and tell them your name,
Yeah.
and then you ask if you're under arrest. If you're not under arrest,
I'm
then they
free to
can't do
go.
anything
Yeah.
to you. And if they are arresting you, you have to ask what the charge is. If they don't know what the charge is, then they can't. Be
Then they
arresting
can't
you,
really arrest
and you're
you.
free to go.
And most of the time,
But
cops
I
do
see a
not
lot
know
of
the
things
law.
online. Like we are always looking at these videos, like people just getting arrested for no reason. They're not really doing anything, and they're still getting arrested. So I guess they can still do it if they want to, because they call themselves the law.
Because they know you don't know the law, so I feel that
Right.
they'll try
You
to
don't know
use
your
that in their
rights.
advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they don't even know the law, in all honesty.
Yeah, they don't. Nobody knows all the
Cops
fucking law.
do not know
No.
the law.
Wow.
They only know how to enforce.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, there are situations where people still get arrested. Usually, in those situations, people get released, like after they're held.
And if you stay quiet, that helps you. So, like,
Because
if
they
you
don't
just
have
shut the
any information.
fuck
Yeah,
up.
the Pod Brothers at law. That's what they
Shut the
say.
fuck up. Do
Shut
not-
the fuck.
They're not your friends. Let me just be very clear. They're not your friends. Even though they look like us, they're not your friends. But to just really go back, that's why we need to make sure that this law changes.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Pop Brothers Law. I'll be watching y'all on the gram.
Oh my god,
Shut
I love
the fuck up.
them.
You watch them
yeah,
dudes?
Yeah.
the
I
fuck
posted
up.
that.
that's why he's like,
They
shut
tell
the
you.
fuck up.
Shut
Yeah.
the fuck up.
I mean, I don't understand why we have this, like, internal, but I think it's part of trauma, right? That we've gone through as people of color. Why do you feel like you gotta defend yourself?
Yeah.
No.
Because I think we just used to trying to talk our ways out of a situation, and then our upbringing, like how
Yeah.
you said, they, like our grandparents and whatnot, probably
Mm-hmm.
even some of our parents, looked at drugs as being something bad. Like, oh, he's on marijuana. Oh, they think it's like heroin or some shit.
Yeah.
But just hearing all of that and the commercials and all of this, you just feel like, it's the wrong thing to do until you later in life look for yourself and you find on your own terms, like, hold up, this is a plant. Oh, okay, it's this. It's not some shit that they make up, and you're not gonna die from smoking weed. To my knowledge, I've never known anybody that died from smoking weed. Right? There's no medical case of somebody dying from it.
There's more people dying from alcoholism and drunk
Other drugs,
driving,
opiates.
Yeah.
Prescription pills.
Than marijuana.
I think somebody tried to say Bob Marley or Jimi Hendrix.
It's not possible to overdose from marijuana.
Right.
You can overconsume marijuana, so those are people who get too high. May get paranoid, may hallucinate, may even pass out. You go to the emergency room, you hydrate. CBD actually counteracts the effects of THC. So if you consume too much THC, consume some CBD, eat some greasy food, hydrate, and you'll be fine. But no one has ever died from consuming marijuana.
But
and it actually helps wean people off addiction. So people die
Yes,
from
I
opioid
am starting
and
to not drink
alcoholism
as
and things
much.
like
Yes,
CBD
Pilar.
helps
See,
wean
I
people
got
off
wine, but
addiction.
I would have been with whiskey here.
But that's
if
the
there was
thing,
another
though,
day.
too.
Yes,
Right? This is the thing, though. You have people dying. Like, this is what you're speaking about, and these are the same people. They're saying, yeah, smoke some marijuana, so you can feel better.
Yeah.
You understand? Like when you're at the end, like people with cancer.
Cancer.
Yeah.
All you want to do is feel good.
Right away,
My
it's
grandma,
like
I
they
wanted to
always
smoke
speak.
her,
They always
yes.
talk about just smoke.
Smoke.
You know how many times like I have? Well, besides the IBS, I have vertigo. You know how many people will be like, "Yo, just smoke."
Yeah.
You know,
It'll
and I
make
get
you feel
anxiety too. Just smoke.
Just take it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, a
It's
lot of
not my
people
thing, but that
nowadays-
doesn't mean I've never done it.
Of course.
But I don't do
Right.
it like every day, like some people. You know.
But a lot of
My
people
kid,
are
but
self-medicating
you know what I'm saying?
nowadays.
I wake
That's
and
what
I
we
wake
do.
and bake.
We self-medicate nowadays. So yeah, when
Right.
people are probably telling you that,
I
you
meditate.
should, if you do it, you probably will feel better.
Yeah, but then look, they're telling you like marijuana is a bad rap.
bad.
It's got no, it's not. It's not good for you. It's not good for you. But then the minute you're fucking dying, here, smoke. It'll make you feel better. It'll help with healing. You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
That's why I'm
the
like,
hypocrisy.
Well, they're giving it a bad rep.
That's
but
why-
there
Which one is it?
Yeah.
How can Colorado open businesses and then you've arrested and like shut down my people's business back then, but now
Right.
it's okay.
right.
And that's where it is. Like that's what the problem is. The stigmatism is real. We hosted a phone banking in a local small business in the community of East Harlem, where we had to like call the electeds to make like put that pressure on them. And some of the responses we got from people who work from like city agencies, I can't call because I work for the MTA. And I'm like, hello, you're using our phone. 1, 2. No one's asking you to like provide all this government information to say who you are. Like I just need, you want the law changed clearly because look, you're clearly traumatized by this. Like you can't even like make a phone call, but you smoke.
Right.
And so like we have to, especially our people, because the the other groups are fine and they're moving forward and they're profiting off of our business that we have literally. People, I've been in jail for business. My ex has been in jail for this business. My life isn't ruined, but there are people whose lives have been ruined around this, and that's
Right.
not fair.
Yeah.
And so that's why we want to change it. And there's so much benefits. And one of the reasons why we wanted to come on here was because we are Latina women. Young.
We got it.
Yeah.
Woo! Yes, we are Latina women.
Latina women and we're people of color and we really believe in this and we're passionate about this. She's been affected when it comes to her father. When it comes to this industry, I have been affected in different areas. And so how do we benefit from this? One, how do we make sure that these electeds know that they should pass it the way we need it to be passed? 2, how do we get our people to understand that you could have a business, you can make money, where you don't have to work
Yeah.
for someone.
So the people that right now are selling
Yeah.
it to us, like anybody that's smoking out there, obviously you know where you get your weed from.
Yeah.
Right.
And obviously let's just be honest, it's not legal
My
because
delivery
it's
guy
not.
could deliver. He
So
could make a
once
business
it's
out of that.
legalized, you're saying then let's all,
profit.
let's profit off of
Off
it the
of
same
us.
way. Yeah.
Let's profit because in the end, and especially because our communities are becoming gentrified,
Yeah.
we need to profit. And it's not only about dispensaries, and that's why also I appreciated your guys' show. Let's take it into the sex market. We can make CBD oils from
Ooh.
lubes.
We
can
wanna
do
hear
all
about these
types of
products.
things.
There-
Like, there's a lot of things you can do. But if we're not educated or taking the time or know that this is a possibility, that
Yeah.
is part of the reason why Jaime Madre wants to be in the community.
Yeah.
We want to be there educating our people. especially Latinos. Because what we've noticed also in this world, as far as advocating and just being a part of it, there's not a lot of representation in the Latino industry.
Yeah.
That's a whole different other issue. The Latino community, it's a whole different issue. But we are working on, like, we also have been criminalized. Like, again.
Yeah. So once it's legal, so there are gonna be not dispensaries like you said. Obviously, there's gonna probably be dispensaries, but there's gonna be stores you're saying that are gonna sell sex products that are. What do they have? THC, CBD.
I feel there's products out there now in the market in that direction.
But
to
are
eat?
they real CBDs? Because that's another issue that people are not talking about, and this is why we brought some CBD oil from a farm that we are working with that we know that is certified. Because there are folks out there promoting CBD oils, but it's.
Can I see it? Can I see it, Pilar?
Yeah,
I'll pass it around. I'll pass it around. So how would you take this? It says hemp extract.
Yeah, so all CBD that's produced right now in the U.S. is extracted from hemp, which is part of the marijuana plant. It's different from regular cannabis indica sativa ruderalis. It's another species of the cannabis genus. It has low level amounts of THC. So there is, not in this oil because this is broad spectrum, but in some full spectrum oils like this one we brought here, this is an example of a full spectrum Ojai Energetics.
Hemp elixir.
The full spectrum has a little bit of THC under 0.3%, which is under the legal limit to sell in the U.S.
Oh, okay.
Because like I said before, the marijuana plant comes with the terpenes, the cannabinoids,
Right.
and the THC naturally.
So which ones would get you higher?
So neither of these products are
They
going
don't
to
get you high.
because,
Okay.
that's not legal.
Okay.
Hold on real quick. I'm so sorry.
With-
Even the people saying, and they need you to speak right into the mic more. They can't really hear you. Because you have a nice mellow
has
voice.
Preach, can you bring this up? Bring her mic up.
No, she got to just
No,
speak into
she
it.
just hasn't
Yeah.
read
Yeah.
Speak into
sometimes
it,
I be like,
girl.
Just speak into
Speak into it, girl.
Because people even saying it on the comments. Sorry. girl.
Yes.
Sorry to cut you off like that. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. So the Ojai has a little bit of THC, but it's under the legal limit, 0.3%. This one here is a broad spectrum oil. So broad spectrum, they extract out the THC. So this has no THC in it, but it still has the full cannabinoid profile. So remember the CBD, CBG, CBN that we were talking about before. And it also has terpenes in it. And terpenes are like the essential oils, like pinene, myrcene.
Does it smell good?
Yes. So terpenes are what
And
give.
I'm curious. Can I put some of this drop? If I drop some in there now, is it
Well, what does it
No,
do?
put it on your tongue.
on your
put it
tongue?
on
Oh,
Your
okay.
tongue. These
Put
go
it-
on your tongue. We
That
brought
one
them
was finished. This one.
That one you could
So
put
what does it do, Emily?
On
Does
your
it
tongue?
is it
under
good?
your tongue
Under your
for
tongue.
30 seconds and hold it different.
Are you
Okay,
are
what
you
is-
fixing something with this? Like when you
no,
take it in?
Here.
Open,
Squeeze
yeah.
it underneath your tongue.
Open your
Hold it
tongue.
underneath your tongue for 60 seconds so it can go directly into your bloodstream.
Don't swallow yet.
60 seconds. 60
Just
seconds.
let's count down.
And what does it do? What does it affect?
So the CBD oil is good for a lot of things. So basically the way it works is in your body, it creates homeostasis in your body, and so it helps with a lot of different physical ailments and pains. So pain, inflammation, like I said before, it has neuroprotectants, which has been seen to help with Alzheimer's and dementia. Some people with arthritis have seen improvement in their hand function.
I wish
people
I
with
knew this from my
headaches.
grandma.
So these are good for like period pains when you have those
Oh,
crazy period
yes.
cramps.
Yes.
Yes. Amazing.
And if you need to sleep, we have a sleep.
So I have a question with these oils and also smoking. Does it change your dreams, or does it make you have different dreams when you smoke and go to
So
sleep?
that's actually very interesting. So THC, unfortunately, can prevent you from dreaming at night. So
Wow.
sometimes when
Wow,
you
that's
smoke
crazy.
regular weed, it can disrupt you remembering your dreams and things like that.
Oh.
But CBD has the opposite effect. So if you consume CBD right before you go to sleep, we did bring an example of this is a CBD nighttime product.
Oh.
With melanin in it.
Natural sleep
Melanin.
formula.
Melatonin. And some people
see.
use CBN also in a lot of their sleep products because CBN actually helps with insomnia.
Okay.
Yeah, and that can help.
This is a
remember
spray?
your dreams at night.
This is a spray under your tongue
So
as
that
well?
one's, yes, underneath your tongue, 4 sprays.
This is
It tastes like
CBD
peppermint.
only. And this
yes.
helps you sleep.
That's a full spectrum, so it does have a little bit of THC in it, but like I said before, it's under the legal limit of 0.3%.
So you can have good
Right.
dreams with this. Could you like have orgasms when you smoke? when you take your extracts?
Possibly.
It's possible.
Possibly.
Especially with the one that we brought.
So with the CBD and THC, what people have found is that it does help with a lot of anxiety and nervousness that people usually have around having sex.
Especially women, because us as women, we're always thinking about.
We're gonna need you to can you share that mic because they can't really hear you.
They can't hear you.
Preach, if you're around, Preach, I need you to come back.
I texted him already.
He's here.
Go ahead. I'm sorry because we need to hear about all this.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So people,
There you go.
There we go.
People have found that with THC and CBD, it helps reduce a lot of the anxiety and nervousness around having sex. So people have experienced orgasms when consuming CBD and THC products.
Together or one is
on its own and together. So right now in the U.S., you can find in New York specifically too, you can find CBD arousal products like CBD infused lube, CBD arousal sprays, CBD massage oil, and like I said before, CBD won't get you high, but it's gonna make you feel relaxed, which
so it relaxes your
and it relaxes your mind, right? Because personally, for me,
your mind.
I have only been able to come 10 times
in your life.
Only?
In my life.
Oh my
What?
God!
I know. It might be 11.
What?
It might be 11.
It might be 11.
So
Hold on. Major important question. I don't need a number.
Hold on.
How old are you?
I'm 38. I'm fine with giving that age.
And
And
only
yes,
how
you're
many
right,
times in your life?
exactly.
10 or 11?
And I've had more than 10 partners.
Wow.
So did this all happen with one or two partners?
It's just I don't know if it was in my mind. Those men that have made me get there, I'm like,
good for you, homeboy.
I am pretty impressed. So I don't know, I haven't tried it because I've also been celibate for a little bit. So I don't know if the CBD will help now moving forward.
Okay, but have you tried it yet?
Not yet, because
you have to
I've
let
been
us know.
celibate for a while now.
Okay.
For a while, but
are you ready though?
I am ready. I am ready to have the whole. I'm ready to sage.
Experience.
We also have candles that have some torpedoes.
You sage before sex too?
I mean, you want to sage their penis.
You can,
Niggas is saging penises out here.
They sage
Listen,
people.
we got good energy coming right now. We're affirmations. We're about to be millionaires, and we're about to.
So you around the
Yes,
penis?
put
You
it
just
out in
letting
the
it just
universe.
go burn around the penis?
I don't need that energy. I mean,
But wait, do you burn the sage around his penis?
You have to.
What if
she burns
what
the
if you
sage
burn
around?
the pubic hair or some shit
this.
Wait, hold up.
Like this.
She burns the sage like this around.
Got your attention now.
Hold on, cause
I'm just saying, energy is real, and
Yeah.
we have a good energy.
Right.
we have a lot of energy, and we are about to be successful, educating our people on how they can become business owners and reinvesting in our community. So I can't have haters inside of me.
hold on.
You can't have no hater penis in you.
No hater penis.
Wait, hold on. I have to address this. I'm a spiritualist. I'm big on the sage and the Palo Santo and all that. And I be saging my house and I be saging myself. And if I, because I give readings, if I do a reading, I'm going to sage that person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Clear the air. I have never saged a man's penis.
It's just
I'm just picturing
I don't
that.
know a man that would tell me. Go ahead.
We
Knock
can make
yourself
it
out.
fun. We can make it fun. We can introduce
Glad you said
CBD
that.
oils, and
I
we
don't
can
know
have
any
a
man.
joint. And then at the same time, as I'm smoking, just say,
As a guy
like this,
on the
right here,
show,
hey.
I'm just picturing the moment that we're alone and you start burning some shit around my joint. I'm gonna be like, whoa, what's up with this one?
Well, it may not be that weird if you also bring out the CBDs and the
That's what I'm
oils
saying.
and the
I'ma
lubes,
bring
you know?
the-
So get me high so I don't know some fires around my dick, huh? Like, we burning, but we ain't doing that kind of burning, girl.
Fire. It's just smoke.
I know it sounds a little crazy, but it doesn't sound that crazy to me, honestly. I mean, I understand
It's a
what she's
lot
trying
of
to
energy.
do. Not get that bad energy
Got my-
inside of her.
Got my dick smelling like an incense spot.
Do you agree?
But yeah, again, it's just also.
I
to
know
help
about the
make it
energy,
fun.
but I don't know about a guy saying, yeah, go ahead, knock yourself out. Sage me, baby.
Well, I think it depends on the guy,
Yeah.
which is why if if you're in my house and
I
I'm
say,
saging, you're there.
do
for
what you
a
gotta
reason.
do.
Yeah, sage that guy, sage that dick. Sorry.
Cause I don't know where they're sticking it, and that might be bad energy.
That's
coming
very...
into my energy. That we got good energy. We're about to be successful.
Yeah, I'm
women
about the
of
energy
color,
too. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we don't want to take away from that. And in the end, but also let's have fun.
So now, let me ask. So what CBD or THC kind of products do you have that are used for sex?
So we didn't bring any sex-specific products today. But we
She's
did.
just mellow. Yo, I love her vibe. She's super mellow.
I know, but I'm like, yo,
I
into the
love
mic
her
for
vibe.
our
I'm
people.
a fiery person. And
Yes.
she's
been smiling for no reason.
But that's good.
She's
We were
chinky-eyed
in
for no
Albany,
reason.
and they were like, and she was like, she's
She's cool. I love
she's
the
a
vibe,
balance.
though. You mellow.
She's my balance.
I love the half moon drink that you got going on there.
Yeah, so
Forget it. I'm sorry.
On a full moon day.
So we do have some stuff here that you can look at. They're not specifically sex products. There
Okay.
is some CBD flower here.
Okay.
And you can smell it.
Is that like hash or something?
Woo.
That's
so
hybrid.
CBD flower,
Clear my sinuses with that.
Let
Yeah.
me smell that.
It's potent.
CBD flower.
I can smoke
It's
this?
hemp flower. Yeah, you can smoke that. You can. So CBD is actually really nice to
Only a
mix
smoker
with
will go,
THC. Because I noticed that when it helps you,
This
you
one's
know,
so good.
prolong how much you have your regular weed for.
It helps
And then
with what? I'm sorry?
It helps prolong like your regular stash of weed.
Oh, okay.
But also it helps combat the effects that you feel when you're coming down from your high. So sometimes you get like a headache or you feel like groggy
smells
or
so
tired.
good.
So when you mix the CBD flower
Okay, one more
with the
time.
regular THC weed, it combats those effects from coming down from the high. You feel actually relaxed and mellow when you're coming down from the high. And what you notice is with CBD flower is that it has the same smell that you would smell with regular cannabis.
Right.
And that's because of the terpenes. So terpenes are like essential oils that are found naturally in all marijuana plants and hemp. And so they smell the same, and they even have the same names, like, you know, sour space candy or sour diesel or melon.
Sour diesel.
Question. And a lot of people that smoke weed probably, so I'm gonna ask. If it sounds dumb, pardon me.
There's
Okay,
no dumb
so
question.
There's
nine
no
times-
dumb questions.
Okay, so
I
9
said.
times out of
Let's go,
10,
baby.
if you get around somebody and they got some bud on them, right? And they'll give it to you like, yo, smell this. And you'll smell the shit and be like, ooh, this shit must be crazy. That don't mean it's crazy because it smells like that, right?
Yeah, so you can actually tell like what sort of like what terpenes are in it, and if it's more of an indica or sativa leaning strand by the way it looks and by the way it smells.
Okay.
So if it smells more sweet, then it's gonna be more indica leaning. And so if you like indicas, then that's great for you. But if it smells more
Like
earthy
earthy,
and pungent,
greeny.
it tends to be more sativa leaning.
Okay.
And then the indicas tend to be darker and purple. And the sativas tend to be more amber and orangey hairs.
So remember earlier, what do you know what you smoke depending on what your personality's like?
Yes. And so like I was saying before, like if you tend to have like a more outgoing and hyper personality, it's better for you to consume
Like a
indicas
indica.
or indica dominant hybrids. Because if you consume too much sativa, it might make you anxious, might make you feel paranoid.
Okay.
And then if you tend to be, you know, like not a morning person, a little more lethargic, a little more like laid back, you might like a sativa better because sativa is going to give you energy. It's going to give you a little boost.
Which is
Sativa
what
is
I
great
do.
for the people with depression.
Okay.
And it gives you, you know, euphoria. Helps with
euphoria. I love
creativity. Helps you feel uplifted. And so hybrids are really great for everyone because hybrids are a little bit combination of the both. But these products that we have here that we brought today, like this is a full spectrum CBD oil. So this one has THC in it, but under the legal limit. And these are all extracted from hemp flower. So they take the hemp flower and they extract
These
it into
oils.
tincture, either using MCT, which is coconut oil, as a carrier oil to take it to your cells,
okay.
or this one is a alcohol-based tincture.
That's the one I chose to try,
This
right?
is the
Yeah.
one
Does this like come into
Tastes a little bit like
faster?
mint.
Do you get high
I was about to
faster
say
if
that.
you-
I
if
did.
it
I
is
might have did it wrong
THC?
though because I just put like
You
2
do
little
oils?
drops. Was I supposed to do like
How
one?
do you feel, Panchway? How do you feel?
I don't know if I did it
One
right.
dropper.
Huh?
Usually do one dropper.
Okay, I did
Like
2
a
little
whole
quick
full
drops.
drop.
Oh, okay, cool.
Do a little quick drop.
I like bloop bloop, but I didn't know. I want to go like a
Yeah.
whole whole thing.
Yeah.
The whole thing. I took a whole thing before.
This will get you
can
higher
tell.
if
No,
it's
fuck with
THC
you.
and you
So
consume
the
it.
THC one won't get you high. It's not enough for it to have a psychoactive effect. But what happens is it creates an entourage effect. So the THC activates the CBD, so you feel the effects of the CBD much quicker. And so it's called the entourage effect. So that's what it's really great when the terpenes and all the cannabinoids can work together in your body to heal your body holistically. So I always recommend the full spectrum oils for anyone who wants to replace
I love it.
the CBD and marijuana with pharmaceutical drugs. But these are all going to help with sex just because consuming CBD
Does it make you wetter?
No,
it's going to make you feel relaxed.
Oh, well, I
Because we're always
Is it not
thinking
getting wet
about-
enough, Eve?
We're mostly, at least for women, I'll say for myself, we're always in our mind, right?
Yes.
And at least like, oh, am I right? Is this okay? You know, we always. I mean, for me, I'm like, oh.
You start
is
thinking
it
about every
waxed
movement that you're
enough?
making.
Is it good? Like, oh, is it tight? Is it wet? Like all these things.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
They make the pussy tight too?
I mean, I know it is,
Some
but
new
I'm
shit
No,
right
but
there.
you are
you
asking
are
yourself
going
all
through
these questions.
Yeah.
moments.
So let's say like if I was like, girl, you kind of loose. Take you drop it this, make it tighter.
That's not what she
No,
said.
not
Okay.
tighter. It's just to ease my mind, like to stop my mind. Like
You mean
the
during?
reason why I don't come, which is why
Take
I'm
it
probably
to
at
calm
10.
down. I think that he's getting it all wrong.
Yeah.
Wait, hold
She
on.
meant
I'm just
she,
being a fool, don't
She
mind
takes
me.
it just to calm
to
down.
calm my
to feel
brain.
Wait, because
focus
during
better.
sex, these are the thoughts that are running through your head.
Sometimes I'm like, oh, is it stink? Like I know I don't smell, but
But
What,
you
you
do
mean the
think
pussy
if
smell?
it's
Going
the
through
first
these
time that you're with
things.
someone, you are having a bunch of doubt
like
and thoughts.
I'm going.
but your
personally,
thoughts, yes, I'm sure we
going
all
through
been
all
there.
these things where I'm like, especially loud. At least for me, like I haven't had sex in a while, so for me,
How
I'm
long,
gonna be
Pilar?
like 7 months.
What?
You going 7 months with no dick?
7
How
months,
much
September
longer?
I mean,
11th.
teach his own. Teach his
Wait,
own.
wait. How much longer?
I've done that.
I'm
It's no big
waiting.
deal.
I'm waiting. I'm
Oh,
trying.
I'm sorry,
I'm
Cindy.
holding
It's
out.
no big deal.
It's
I
no
have
big deal. I've done
someone
that.
that I'm interested in, and like I want to give them that, but also I'm like, okay.
You know how many
taking it
niggas is
slow.
listening
And
right now talking about
energy. It's
I
just
got that
dick.
7-month dick waiting on you, girl.
Get in line.
I'm just joking.
Trust me, I
We're like,
already
get
know.
in line.
Get in line. So,
joking.
Like-
so you're gonna try the CBD the first
I-
time that
I-
it happens, right?
A part of
And
me,
you're gonna
yeah,
let me
because a part of me is gonna be a little intimidated. I have not had sex in a long time, so I do actually feel like
You
am
maybe
I
in your
still
head.
gonna be able to give a good blowjob? It's still gonna be good.
Well, if you
Like,
need any
I
questions
haven't
you have,
had
you can
any
also
practice.
always ask Punch. Punch can always help us.
Don't ask
with-
me about no goddamn
but
blowjob.
I,
I look
I
like know
need
about
like
this
the
shit.
oils to help
I'm not
my
a
No,
receiver
how
one.
you
like not think
exactly.
about it. That's
Yeah.
what it is. It's mostly to help me not like think about that thing, because why am I even worried about that?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And
Question.
then- and then it's taken away from my own orgasm.
Satisfaction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why. Because
Yeah.
That is why.
I don't even think about half the shit you were just saying. I was just like,
Hold
let's
on,
just
random
go.
question. Random question. You and me, we here. Random question, all right? Nobody else is in the room. But I'm just asking you a question. All right? Don't be intimidated by everybody in the room.
that.
Okay. Have you ever in life smoked the L while getting your pussy eaten?
Yes, it's amazing.
So I'm gonna have to try that.
that
And-
I have come.
And you
That I have came. That I
Yeah.
have come.
How do I know these things, people? Round of applause for me. If I don't want
is
to do it,
the
I do it for my damn
best.
self. How do I know this?
The only one
That
not
is
applauding.
the best.
Why are you not applauding,
I
sis?
don't know, 'cause
like-
he's always patting himself on the
You're
back.
there,
Oh, this is
and-
about her. It's not about me. It's not, it has
someone's taking
nothing
care
to do
of
about
you.
me. Somebody take care of her. It has
So okay,
nothing to
so
do with
question
me.
back to you. Let's throw
Okay.
it back to you. Have you ever gotten a blowjob while you're smoking?
I've
you know,
never done
joint?
that. I don't,
What?
and I've never thought to smoke and have sex at the same time. That's
But do you
weird.
want to? You want to
I've
try?
never done that.
What?
I would try it.
Not
Wow.
even from the back, like guys from the back and smoking.
Like hitting it from the back and
Oh,
smoking.
scared the shit out of me when she said it. I was just like, you
No.
sucking dick from the back?
No, like doggy style. She said, and then you
Oh,
smoking.
I'm thinking about the person in front of me. I'm not even, my mind's not even on Mary Jane at that moment.
No, but while you're
Yeah.
up there, you're just like,
I never
Yeah.
thought about that.
So
He's
maybe,
not
maybe
thinking about
not.
Mary Jane.
I bet you next time we get together, he's gonna have a story about how he did that. Because now it's
No,
it's
but
something he's gonna
I
definitely.
had a different, I
He
had a
does
brownie
have a-
story.
he
I
has
had a brownie story.
though.
I
Can we
want.
hear
I
this?
want to hear
It's
this brownie
nothing
story.
sexual. It's nothing sexual.
All right.
whatsoever.
I'm good.
I
want
want to hear this.
Okay, so this is my first time ever having an edible, right? You know, I've heard about edibles.
How old were you?
This is when I lived in Atlanta, so we talking about maybe 10 years ago,
Okay,
right?
okay.
So now I was doing the show. I was about to go on stage and perform. So the person came with the brownie. In my mind, it's a brownie. Okay? So I didn't know how you were supposed to eat it. I was hungry. It's a brownie. Boom!
No one
All
told
I know,
you?
like maybe 20 minutes later,
Oh.
I had to go on stage and perform. I couldn't remember one word.
What?
Do we
Yo.
have video of this?
Yo, there might be a video of it. There might be a video. All I know, I went on stage and I kept fronting, telling the DJ, "Oh, they're not ready. Take the song back to the top." I couldn't remember the next line. And then I was like, you know what? On to the next record. I was trying to go to something I could remember. And the whole fucking night, I'm just smiling for no reason. I don't know why I'm smiling. Nobody said nothing funny. It wasn't like I was around other people smiling, but I had a big ass grin on my face. Even when I'm in the car driving, I just had a big ass grin on my face for no reason.
How large was this audience? Was this like one of the big outdoor?
Nah, that was not. It wasn't a festival
like a
event. It was
venue?
an indoor, intimate
Okay.
event, but
So
still.
who the hell brought these brownies and didn't even explain what they
least.
what they were?
I mean, they told me what was in it, but I'm not thinking
You
that.
weren't thinking
I'm
'cause you
it's
were
a brownie.
hungry? Okay.
It tasted chocolatey. I don't know what to tell you.
I can say
Yeah.
though, when I
Okay.
first heard about edible like brownies, I was like, oh, I thought the same thing. You eat the whole thing.
Yo,
Yeah.
that shit had me
I don't know.
stoned.
Yeah,
I was
I
stoned.
never
didn't
tried
have a
it,
brownie
but-
until last year. That was my first
Really?
brownie.
Yeah, I was
'cause
stuck.
Emily made it for
That was the
me.
first time I saw
Emily
it.
also
You look
knows
like
how
you
to
make
make
some
it.
good
shit.
brownies and shit.
Emily!
She makes a really good banana cake.
Emily knew she was coming here and bring us a batch.
Emily, we need Emily's info.
Yeah,
Yes.
I make vegan infused treats.
Okay,
Oh,
I'll do a
yum.
vegan infused treat.
It's really good. Like the banana bread with almonds.
Banana bread? Oh,
Walnuts.
shit.
Emily.
I think I'm coming
I
over
need
for
your
mac
info.
and cheese, and it got mac and cheese and cannabis in there.
Is that gonna help with my
That's coming
IBS?
soon.
See?
She's like, yeah, all
Probably
right.
will.
You don't
all
need
I
no
care
truffle
about.
oil. You don't need no truffle butter. We're going to put this cannabis oil in there.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it needs to have the THC.
Yeah, there you go.
Lord.
It's
I'm
so-
talking about the
Weed every day.
healing aspects of
Yeah.
it.
For the
Yes.
for the healing aspects though, smoking is always great. It's the classic form of consuming marijuana. People are always gonna smoke,
Okay.
but to get the medicinal benefits of the plant, it's better to consume it in like an edible or like the concentrates.
See?
Or like a
Oh, wow.
vape. Because what happens with smoking is you're burning all of the terpenes and the cannabinoids that are found naturally in the plant. You're burning it all. So you are getting some of the pain relieving effects, some of the help with the anxiety, sometimes help with depression. But for like seizures and autoimmune diseases and chronic diseases that people are trying to use the marijuana plant to replace pharmaceutical drugs, it's better to consume it in another form that's not smoking because you're going to be getting more of the medicinal benefits. What a lot of people tend to do is they'll do a combination, like an edible, a concentrate, and smoking weed, but just at different times of the day. Something that I actually have started doing is I'm consuming a lot more CBD and smoking less weed. So depending on what time of the day it is, sometimes like I'll wake up with a blunt, but like in the middle of the day when I'm starting to come down from my high, I'll take a drop of CBD because that's gonna help my body create homeostasis, and then I'm gonna feel mellow and relaxed to help me go throughout the rest of the day. Then
Oh,
when
I
I'm
love
ready
it.
to wind down, I'll have another blunt. Or if I'm gonna go out and relax, I'll have another blunt, and then right before I go to sleep, I'll have a drop of CBD to help me with my dreams.
Oh, let me have a drop of that CBD right there.
And
Which
that's
one I should
why
have? This
she's
one?
so mellow.
Cindy, CBD.
What are your
So
dreams
it's
like when
not-
you're on it? Or does it just
is
kill
it-
all your dreams?
You gonna do one,
I
Cindy, with me?
actually have issues remembering my dreams, and if I
too.
don't take CBD before I go to sleep, I don't
Don't
remember
remember?
them.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's something that I've been remembering my dreams, and they've been like pretty consistent, but I don't remember them when I wake up, which is crazy. Like when I'm there dreaming, I'm like going through it and I'm remembering. And so I took this for the first time the other day, and it kind of helped me, and I feel like I need to continue. But yeah, I dream, and I'm having the same consistent dream where I'm on like an island or something.
Oh, they're trying to
It's
give you a
very
message.
The same
interesting.
dream?
The same. It's like it doesn't mean that it's the same island, but it's like I'm at an island, and there's like a party, or like I'm rushing to get somewhere, and I don't know what it means. Been journaling it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
that's what I was gonna say. Just
Yeah,
journal your dreams.
journal.
There's
journaling.
messages in
Yeah,
those
there
dreams.
are, and there are a lot of.
They're trying to tell you
messages.
stuff.
No, and that's what I'm like. Again, I'm here. We are here for a reason, Emily and I, and
You find your purpose.
I have found my purpose
Yeah.
finally, and it is getting there, and I'm really happy about it. So I feel like maybe these dreams are like just confirming that, and I'm also okay with like not even remembering them, but it's been really good for us, and I think that we are about to like help our people, because that's what our goal is that our people know how they can fucking benefit from the fucking shit that criminalized them all their motherfucking life.
So once it's legal, do you believe that all of the people that have been criminalized for marijuana are going to be out? Or is that going to take time?
So that's what we're fighting for. So, right, Colorado was the first state to legalize adult use marijuana, but they did a horrible job because they legalized it. They gave out a whole bunch of licenses to a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
Without regulating the licenses that they gave out. So dispensaries became oversaturated, and there was no reparative justice. So there's still people in Colorado sitting in prison right now for marijuana-related crimes, while there's other people running dispensaries making millions of dollars. And the people running dispensaries are all white, and the people sitting in prison are all people of color. And so we want to make sure that our state doesn't do the same. Massachusetts and California are like the first states to really roll out equity programs to try and ensure that people of color have a priority in licenses, but they also didn't do a good job. Why? Because California has given out a bunch of equity licenses, but no one has the capital and the resources to start running their business right now. Same thing for Massachusetts.
So how much does it cost to start a business? Like how much do you have to
$1
pay
million.
It ranges. So
$1 million?
Micro business,
Micro,
yeah, you
more
can
or
look
less.
at like $1 million.
So what are you paying $1 million for?
So
Do you need a
that's-
permit? How much does that cost?
So that's
yeah.
part of it, right?
There's
Of the
so
$1
many
million
things.
fee?
So many
Legal
things. You need a
fees,
lawyer.
application fees, license fees, permits. You're paying rent, or you might be purchasing like a property, depending on the kind of business you have.
Yeah.
Because you have to be in compliance with the rules and regulations. Because what happens is you get a business license, and then you're not in compliance with like something with packaging or something with the location. Your whole business can get shut down, and then you put $1 million into your business, and all that money is lost.
Yeah.
There's some people who have like violated some laws with like their finance and with auditing, and who got their marijuana business shut down, and they're barred from the industry for an X period of time. They're not allowed to re-enter the marijuana industry, and they have to sell like their names, their branding, and everything because they can't use it anymore.
That's insane.
So like you could be putting like your life savings into this, and people of color, we don't have a lot of resources and capital, so this is everything.
This is
Yeah.
everything,
And then-
and this is why we need that money to be reinvested for us to be able to move forward, because
Who has $1 million, really?
I mean, we've already paid with our time in prison, and the way that our communities have been devastated. We've paid in full for the money that the government needs to give us now to start our businesses.
Yeah. So you're fighting for that, for you guys for people of color, brown and black, to get these licenses
Yeah,
easier,
so-
I guess, to get them.
because I want to be able, we want to be able to
advocating
open
for
our
this bill.
storefront.
Do you want to
We're-
tell them the bill that we're advocating for?
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yes.
MRTA, MRTA, Marijuana Regulation and Taxation Act. It's S33040 and A3506. It was introduced by Assembly Member Crystal People-Stokes, who's a woman of color from Buffalo, and Senator Kruger, who is a white woman from Manhattan. So two women, strong women from New York, who introduced this bill to decriminalize adult use marijuana and reinvest it into communities of color.
To me, like East Harlem,
Yes.
bring
And
that
so-
money back to our community.
To the Bronx.
So we're hoping.
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn,
That's
right here, this
amazing stuff.
community,
Yeah.
right here, right
That's
now, where we are
amazing.
right now.
Yeah.
And you guys
And
are spreading that word.
86%, we're like in Albany.
Every fucking day.
Let them know why 86%.
86%. The reason why we're fighting for 86% because, like we said before, since 1977, it's been decriminalized. But then we had this mayor come into New York City by the name of Giuliani. And so since 1996 to right now, and I'm upping it because I tend to up, what I've learned in school, you go up. But 1 million people, it's 800, but it's 1 million people.
Okay.
I'm saying 1 million.
Right.
1 million people have been arrested since 1996 until 2018. 1 million people. Out of the 1 million people, how many you think are black and Latinos?
86? Is that the number?
86%.
That's insane.
Dang.
That's a lot of us
Shit, might be 90%.
who are in jail
That's insane.
for marijuana.
For marijuana-related incidents,
Yeah,
whatever it is,
possession,
paraphernalia.
whatever. You have criminalized us and made us seem like we're bad individuals for having possession or smoking or selling marijuana, and now it's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, because the government is gonna profit. Okay.
So you gotta erase all those criminal records from the past.
So now we're gonna erase
Release
that and
everybody
give
that's been
those
locked up
people
on that.
some money to start a business, whether it's in marijuana or not.
Yeah.
Give them their livelihood
Now, you
back.
know
You
they ain't
just
gonna get
took
no
their
money.
life away. You took their life away, and we know that
that's
the
what they're
revenue,
fighting
that
for.
the taxes that they're gonna make in this is about $1 billion
A year?
a year. It might be a little less than a year,
Yeah.
but $1 billion.
That's a lot of money.
That money comes to us. I don't need Timothy to make that money. I don't need no.
Oh, Timothy gonna get
No,
that money.
Timothy's not
Disrespect.
coming into East
But
Harlem.
no disrespect
Let
to
Timothy
Well, if
know.
it's legal, Timothy ain't coming to East
Timothy
Harlem no
is
more.
not coming to East Harlem.
He may
Whether
have
she's
the
not
$1
coming
million,
to the Bronx,
though. Timothy may be
Brooklyn.
the guy that has $1 million.
But that's why we're here right now to
Yeah.
tell people you can do it too.
Yeah.
And if you want to know how, reach out to us.
Mm-hmm.
We can like talk to you more. But like people need to understand we can make this happen for us,
Yes.
and that's what part of the reason why.
Have you ever thought of starting in like an investment group and try to like raise the money yourselves, get some people together and form a company and go out?
I mean,
and,
sex products sounds like amazing.
We
to
have a
me.
lot of businesses. We have our Jaime Madre, which is our marijuana cooperative. And we're looking to open a storefront in East Harlem.
Yay.
We're looking to finalize. That's my community.
So
Yeah.
so race has played a part in the urban community trying to break into the business.
Yeah, I mean, definitely there's a lot of barriers to people of color, starting a marijuana business. First is, just like knowing about it. There's a lot of misinformation around it. There's a lot of lack of education around like CBD. A lot of people don't know what CBD is, that it's legal right now, what it's good for. People just hear marijuana and they're like, oh no, that's bad. Just because of like what Pilar was saying, all of the trauma that's like in our communities because of the war on drugs that targeted our people, people of color, black and brown people in low-income communities. And so there is that barrier of just like not even knowing that like we're close to legalization. A lot of people don't know we're talking about legalizing.
We got 1 month.
And a lot of people don't know that they're going to be voting on it in June, that we already had a chance to vote on it in April. And so if you don't even know because your people are still getting raided in your communities, and that's what you're seeing, and people are still getting locked up for smoking weed in public, then why are you going to be taking the steps to enter the marijuana industry? A lot of people also see that in other states it's all white. No people of color are running the marijuana industry or dominating the industry in other states. So people are
bless you, baby.
wondering. Sorry.
No, you're good, honey.
So people are wondering why they would advocate for legalization if they're not going to benefit from it.
Right.
And so what the assembly members that we're working closely with, like Crystal Peoples-Stokes, Senator Kruger, Assemblymember Harvey Epstein, and Robert Rodriguez, they are all saying that they're going to vote no if there's no equity in the legislation. If there is no equity so that people of color can start on day one in the marijuana industry in New York State so they can run their business on day one, they're going to vote no, not to legalize marijuana in New York State.
Wow.
That's important because we needed to get voted yes this year.
Yeah.
And the right way, because next year is an election year. And what we know about politicians, as someone who ran to be a former politician, you don't vote on your election years. So it's not even going to pass. If you don't get it done now, it's not happening.
It's
Yeah,
not
no
gonna
one
happen.
wants to do anything controversial in an election year, and then people are saying that by 2021 it's possible that the U.S. is going to legalize federally. And that's very important because if we legalize federally, yes, that opens the doors for a lot of things. States will have more protections, that are legal for adult use. You'll be able to, they are already working on like getting marijuana businesses to keep money in banks and like able for banks to give you loans if you have a marijuana business.
Okay.
But it, prevents your business from getting raided.
Yeah.
You have access to hopefully potentially the global and international market if it legalizes federally. But do you think the government is going to reinvest 86% of the tax revenue into communities impacted by marijuana prohibition?
Not sure.
So if New York State does not do it, our federal government is most certainly not going to do it. And so by New York being ahead of the game and potentially legalizing before the federal government legalizes, we have a real chance, a real stake to ensure that there is equity and reparative justice for our community. So that people of color can be running the marijuana industry in New York State since day one. Why? Because we have been the farmers and practitioners always selling weed from day one. The first instance of marijuana in history is in 2727 BC in China.
What?
It was one of the 5 ancient medicinal plants in China, and has been utilized, historically throughout our community. It wasn't only until the 1900s that we made marijuana illegal.
Yeah.
And it was always utilized as medicine. There was cough syrups and tablets that were made out of marijuana. So this is all actually very new, that it's been used to criminalize our communities, to lock them up in jail, because it's more profitable to have our people in prison than making money off of their own businesses, because that's what they are. Our people already have their own businesses.
They
in the
had
hood.
their own businesses.
It's just the
back in
government that are
forever.
telling
Right.
you what's legal or not legal.
Right.
And so it's all power dynamics. But you've been running your business from day one. Some people have been running empires from day one.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
if you can do
Millionaires
it,
right now.
if you've been doing it this whole time, there's no reason you can't do it in the legal market. And that's important because the Governor Cuomo introduced a bill called CARTA, Cannabis Regulation and Taxation Act. And it's important to pay attention to the differences in language. Cannabis versus marijuana. Cannabis is acceptable, but marijuana is not.
The name,
Cannabis is
yeah.
gentrified. It's the whitewashed version of marijuana. The
Cannabis.
reason why marijuana
Cannabis.
is actually in the Controlled Substance Act, it's spelled Marihuana, marijuana, even though that's not how you spell it, because that's
Right.
how they heard Mexicans say it.
Wow.
So even in the legislation that criminalizes marijuana in the Controlled Substance Act shows you that this was specifically targeting people of color and Mexicans. It was also targeting, black and brown power, social movement groups like the Black Panthers and the Young Lords and the Brown Berets, and like people who were consuming marijuana, people who were against the Vietnam War. So this was all used to criminalize all of these groups and lock them up in prison and to profit off of them in prison.
Yeah.
Because, we already know that the U.S. is more invested in sick care versus health care. So you make more money off of people getting
Sick care.
than
a
actually
business.
being healthy.
It
So
is.
we
It's
don't
a
focus
business.
on preventative health care, and CBD and THC is preventative. Why? Because it has neuroprotectants, it repairs cells. It's actually best to consume CBD at night, so it's repairing cells in your body as you're sleeping.
Wow.
Yeah, and CBD has been found to actually increase the natural endocannabinoids that your body creates naturally.
And what are endocannabinoids?
Cannabinoids. So basically,
Just to educate myself.
Right.
so we have an endocannabinoid system in our bodies, and that's the reason why we even have an effect from THC and
We
CBD.
all do.
We all do. Cats and dogs also have an endocannabinoid system. That's
So
why
they can get high too.
Yeah,
That's
that's why.
why.
There is catnip and
My dog
CBD
is high.
products for your
CBD
pet.
products for your pets.
For cats
Yes,
and
CBD
dogs?
products for your pets. Yes.
They have
Oh.
tinctures and dog treats and cat treats and things
Okay.
like that.
To everybody get high in the house.
Everybody can get
Not
high.
high.
with
You
dog-
feel good. Not high, because I think that
No,
that's
not high. That's why you're
We'll
giving it a
feel
bad rap.
good.
Not,
But it is a
also
cycle.
Meant to be
medicinal.
mellow.
Yeah.
It's also for medicinal purposes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some cats, and dogs are depressed or
Especially
anxious.
cats.
Oh.
It's real. But because of our endocannabinoid system, like we feel an effect from marijuana. So we have these CB1 and CB2 receptors. CB1 receptors are in our brain and our nervous system. CB2 receptors are in our immune system and our gastrointestinal system. So CB1 is the brain. So THC interacts mostly with the CB1 receptor, which gives you the psychoactive effect in your brain. CB2, CBD interacts indirectly with CB2. And that is like in your stomach and your immune system. And so that's how the CB1, through indirectly interacting with your CB2 receptor, creates homeostasis in your body. And that's why it's helping with so many different things.
Okay.
So people think like marijuana is a miracle drug or things like that. And no, that's not what it is. It's that if you learn how marijuana works inside your body, it's creating homeostasis. So it's creating harmony and balance within your body to help you with all of the ailments that are in your body. So it's basically giving you all of those nutrients and cannabinoids that your body is missing. And it's enhancing the endocannabinoids that are naturally produced in your body.
That is amazing. I have never heard it this well.
Question.
Explained this well.
like as you said, CB1, that's for the brain, right? So now, like, let's say artistry, a lot of people smoke when they write lyrics and stuff like that, or get creative, right?
She's like, I can only smoke if I'm.
So, like, what's that connection like? Like, what causes that creativity to come out when you're doing that?
Yeah, so it's really going to be in the terpenes.
Okay.
So, have you ever heard rosemary oil helps with memory?
Yes.
Yeah, so like I said, like, marijuana is just another plant. It's just another flower that has medicinal properties like all plants.
Okay.
And so the terpene profile, if you know the terpenes, you'll know what the medicinal properties of the strain is going to be. So, like, sour diesel has a lot of pinene. Pinene, it has like antibacterial properties and things like that. So if you know the terpene in the flower, and so you'll start to smell it too. So eventually we're going to move away when we legalize and we start to regulate marijuana. We're not going to be classifying it as indica and sativa. We're going to get more scientific. We're going to be like, so what's the terpene profile in that strand? Then you'll know what the medicinal properties are, and we'll know what the
if it's going to relax you, it's going to like
what the
make
other
you
benefits
sleepy,
are going to
happy.
be.
Are there hundreds of
creative?
strands?
Are you
Thousands?
euphoric? There can be a million, a billion. It's like infinite
Right.
because you can keep creating more. Those are the hybrids.
Yeah, so like sometimes when we like purchase, like Emily and I go to this like, oh well, let's look it up.
What it is?
And I'm like, oh, this is gonna make me more relaxed and more happy and not tired. And I'm like, yep, that's what I want. What was when we bought the mountain? I was like, oh, it has all like the happy effects. I was like, happy. We have all this sulfuric feeling, like all these great feelings. I was like, that's what I want.
And it was a hybrid of two of my favorite strands, Poison Durban and Northern Lights.
Poison Durban.
Poison Durban,
Northern Lights.
And what are
Super
those
sativa.
strains?
Okay, so in Poison Durban's like a great sativa. It's like it's like an OG sativa. And it, it's an upper. It makes you feel, awake, energetic, euphoric. I feel very focused and like creative. Like I smoked it when I was in Chicago. My friend hooked me up, and we were out in the club and we felt great. Okay. And it's really strong, very potent, very high THC levels. So every strain also has different levels of THC and CBD in it. And so Northern Lights is an indica. So it was two opposites, one sativa, one indica. And the indica Northern Lights is like a OG indica too. You smoke it and you feel your body sinking into the couch.
What? So you can't go out of clubbing after that one.
Yeah, but because it was mixed, so then we had like a other balance of sativa. So it was
a nice
sinking, but no, I'm good. It's really nice.
So ladies, first of all,
I'm sorry. Okay.
I just wanted to say I want to applaud them for all the work that they're doing.
Yes.
For our people.
Yes.
You guys it's so like admirable, seriously.
And you know your shit too, which is very admirable.
Yeah, and we have like 9 minutes left. But what I wanted to say though is, are there any important dates? Like you mentioned, there's a marijuana march.
Yeah, there's a couple things.
Like
really
if you
quick.
could just shout out.
And after this, we are going to put it up on our website, on our page. So make sure you guys see our Blunted on Reality show page on Instagram. And we're going to post all of these information up if you...
Yeah, if you just want to give us a few dates.
Yeah. So Emily and I are part of Start Smart, which is a coalition that's advocating. Again, we're literally in Albany lobbying and fighting to make sure that this is passed and make sure that equity is included. As she mentioned, we were trying to make sure that was in the budget. So we do have some important dates. So one of them is, I don't know how many people know, there is a marijuana parade.
It's an annual parade. It's been going on for the past few years now. It happens the first weekend in May.
420 this weekend.
Well, no, it's the first week of May.
First weekend.
Okay.
So
I thought
next
it's
week.
420 though, right?
So
This weekend is
this weekend.
this is weekend. Oh, yeah.
So
it's
10 more
like-
days. The big, like 2 more weeks.
Yeah. So May 4th is the marijuana parade.
That is a
And
Saturday, guys.
It is, and we are encouraging everyone to come out and like we're gonna provide you guys with our information, like to reach out to us if you're interested to like even get creative and being part of the parade, because again, we want to make this parade really focused on legalizing marijuana in New York, because from May 4th we have until June 1st to get it legalized.
And where is this parade?
It happens on Union Square. I know it's a march down on Fifth Avenue, and it ends at Union Square.
Okay.
So we
If
could
you
provide
follow
the
us on Instagram at Jaime Madre, HIGHMIMADRE. You can find out all the information about the events that we are hosting and co-sponsoring.
Yeah.
Dope.
And so then also because, again, we are really trying to get this legislation passed, and there's a lot of stigmatisms when it comes to marijuana, and also a lot of mothers go through their own issues. So we're organizing Mothers for Marijuana Justice to go to Albany. So mothers that smoke smoke THC or even do CBD oils, for them to just come out and speak to the press, because we're going to have a press conference, and we're just going to advocate and get as many mothers as we can. There's going to be a lot of people out there, but we want people to just really advocate for marijuana, because part of the legislation that we want to also take away is that, if you admit that you use THC or CBD oils, is a possibility ACS can get involved. And so
And take your children away.
Taking your children away. And God, I hate fucking ACS.
Right.
And I say that because the work that I do, they're not a good agency. So we want to prevent mothers who are using the benefits of CBD from being targeted or harmed because they used it because, it's illegal.
Yeah.
And so we really want moms to come out May 7th to Albany to lobby with us and put that pressure on the elected officials. We got a big lobby date on May 29th, again, because we only have a month.
Yeah.
So a lot of it is just to get people to Albany or just to talk to us. If you can't go to Albany, we would like you to phone bank and call the governor. We have the phone number for you to call. But we really just want to put the pressure, because politicians, they'll say what they say on TV.
Right.
But in
They will
my
sell you the
experience-
dream.
Yeah. My experience, especially running to be a politician at one point in my life, it's not like that on the back end. And I don't want this, because my people have suffered. And we could also benefit from this.
Yeah, and this needs to pass now.
Question.
Yes.
As we on that topic, one of our guests of the show, the question is, but if they make it legal, what's stopping the government from adding things to the plan to affect us?
So that's why we need to ensure that companies like Monsanto, Big Tobacco, alcohol, Big Pharma don't take control of the industry, and that we don't allow the government to have full control of the industry either. We need to ensure that the business is local and that there's micro businesses, so that our people are the ones who the original street pharmacists are the ones farming the plant and selling the plant. If we have control over, the whole processing line, we're growing it, we're processing it, we're manufacturing it, we're selling it, we know where our plant is coming from, and that there's no pesticides, there's no GMOs, there's nothing added to it that's going to have a negative effect on our body. But that's going to come with regulation and fighting for the industry to be local.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah. And one last question. Does smoking weed kill your sperms?
Going back to the sex stuff really quickly, it doesn't kill your sperm. Apparently a study recently said that it actually increases the speed of your sperm going to the egg.
You're gonna have
that's what I was
You're
told.
gonna
So it gives you super sperm.
supposedly
Get
but
right to the
I
egg.
wanted to leave y'all with some products that y'all can purchase that are meant to increase your arousal and get you wet when you're having sex, that are infused with CBD and THC. And so Elio, they do have bath bombs, help set the mood.
Okay.
It's a black and brown owned company. It's a black owned company. A brother and a sister own the company. It's called ELIO, Elio. They have bath bombs. And then there's an organization called Caressa, KRESZZA. They make a CBD sex spray that you can spray in your mouth, and you wait about 20-30 minutes, and you are supposed to feel aroused. And then Foria Wellness creates a CBD infused lube.
Oh,
That's for men?
lube, so you can use it.
So you can use it in.
I thought you had some shit like make your dick hard or something. I don't know.
No, like KY, but it's
like lube.
with CBD.
So
Oh, okay.
you can use it, you know, to give someone a hand job or
Gotcha.
Or a blowjob.
It helps with, you know, increase your wetness so that there's,
Gotcha.
you know.
I
less
love.
friction.
We are gonna make sure we put all of these products up on our page.
And then, sorry, really quick.
Go ahead.
Velvet Swing. So if anyone's ever in DC or California, there's a THC infused lube
That one I want to get. That was something
increases
we
your
were trying
chances
to
of
get
having
for
an
today.
orgasm, and also multiple orgasms. And you can get high from it if used
okay.
orally or anally.
Okay.
And that's called Velvet Swing. And lastly, there's 3 strains that are known to be high aphrodisiac strains, and that's anything with Jack Herer, so
I'm
like
writing this down.
XJ13,
Jack Herer.
Permafrost, and E-Hawk, which is another hybrid of Albert Walker, and Tahoe Alien.
Okay.
So there are strands that are known to help you feel aroused,
Right.
but any hybrids that give you a clear-headed high and like a full deep body high are gonna help with increasing orgasms.
Well, okay. Well, it looks like I'm sorry to cut everybody off because I'm pretty sure we can go for days.
Yeah.
No,
But
I
it
know we
looks
have
like-
2 minutes. It looks great.
But it looks like we can probably get into this again on the show some other time right now.
of course.
But real quick, I wanted to let everybody know what your IG pages are, or whatever links to whatever
Again,
you want to
please.
promote real quick, really fast. Just give them out.
Really cool. Really quick. Follow us at Jaime Madre, HIGHMIMADRE on Instagram, and we're gonna be at the Weed Rave on Saturday. If you can follow weedrave.420 on Instagram, and on Sunday we're gonna be at 421 for all. So on Insta it's at 421 for all. Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, and I also just want to thank Hudson Hemp for providing us with some samples of CBD oil for tonight, because they're someone we're working very closely, like when we're
Oh, dope.
having access to oils and all these other things.
Okay. No other.
Where can they
no
follow
other
you?
IGs, anything?
Oh yeah. So I am on. I gotta get better with being more. Anyway, Pilar. So PILAR_Orenda ORENDA. That is my personal account. I'm working on getting a professional, but that is my personal.
All right, dope.
Thank you, ladies.
so
And the
much.
Blended on
All your work.
Reality Show crew, real quick, Eve.
This is Polka Eve. You guys know where to follow me. POCAEVE.
Send lover, CINLOVAH.
And on Punchline in the building, follow me at Punchline_NYC. Also, make sure you follow us on IG on our Blended on Reality Show page. That's where you can find us, Blended on Reality Show. And we're going to catch you guys in 2 more weeks from now. Thank you guys for tuning in. Shout out to the 8 Ball listeners. And 2 more weeks we catch you. And we post up links with let you know what the ladies getting into. They love what you guys had to say, and it was dope. And we catch y'all.
Thank
Peace.
you so
We
much.
out.
We're going to smoke this now.
That was so great. Oh, those earphones hurt your ears.
Yeah.
Is he in there?
Arena, we're still on. Let's turn it off.
Preach, we out.
He's coming.
Out. Thank you so much, ladies.
Don't say anything in the mics because this is going to keep picking up.
It's okay. We can just say thank you for coming, guys. I appreciate y'all. We really got school today.
It's a lot of information. I know it could be
We didn't even need.
the 3 out.
We're good.
Yes, you're very, very educated on everything.
Emily knows so
THC,
much.
CBD.
Very proud of you.
Very proud.
And I just met y'all.
I know, and I love the follow too. She was
Oh, you were saying that was THC. I was like, they're not gonna know. I know they won't know. It looks exactly. And
Oh
smells
yeah, when you
exactly
say
the
yeah,
same.
it's
Yeah.
true. It the flowers do look exactly.
It looks
the
and
same.
smells.